Hello you gorgeous donuts. Today we're going to be reacting to the most toxic posts on Am I the Arsehole on Reddit. All of these posts mentioned in this video are some of the worst that's ever been posted, and there's one later on in this video that genuinely you're gonna lose faith in humanity. Am I the arsehole for refusing to drive if my wife is in the car? Oh, those bloody wives! For years after we got married, I could never figure out why I would be so angry and moody anytime my wife and I went somewhere. Just a sheer presence. Then it finally clicked. I was only in a bad mood if I drove with my wife. My wife is the absolute worst backseat driver I have ever seen. Oh, this one's gonna hurt, isn't it? Doesn't matter how I drive, she still finds things to complain about. Women! Am I right, guys? Why did you go this way? If you would have went that way, we would be there by now. You're driving too fast. You're driving too slow. You could have made that light real. That light was red and you blew through it. I wonder if he's wrote all these down in his notes page. Like, oh, there. We've got a new one. She has for nothing, love. Can you brake any harder? Idiot! There were 17 great parking spots, and you had to choose parking spot 18, which is the absolute worst. Oh, everyone knows parking spot 18's a no-go. You turned your blinker on too late. You turned your blinker on too early. You get the point now, mate. Okay, she's a bit of a nightmare in the car. Why are you accelerating so slowly? Whoa! Was it necessary to accelerate this quickly? Etc. Okay, now you've decided to say etc. So for the last couple of years, I have refused to drive. I now make her do all the driving, and lo and behold, I'm no longer a grumpy person when we travel. She has now gotten upset that she is now always driving and told me I needed to at least split driving 50-50 with her. I told her if she could keep her opinions to herself whilst I was driving, then I would. Sorry, sassy mate. She agreed. So last weekend I started driving. She couldn't even last 3 minutes without criticising my driving. I pulled over and told her I'm done. Either she takes over driving or we're going home. She eventually took the wheel, as she muttered that I drive like a moron, even though there's only one of us who has any tickets and has at-fault accidents on their record, and it's not me. So am I the arsehole for refusing to drive if she's present? Okay, this one's a really good one to start off with. Personally, that would annoy me if, you know, my partner was like that in the car. However, if they were always like that in the car with me, I would just want to understand why they're like that. Like, if it's out of spite, like if they're just a nasty person, then I don't think this is the right person to be with. Okay, this is like a sign of their character. However, if they have been in like a car crash before, or they've had a traumatic experience in a car, then it's more understandable why they're a little bit more nervous and why they might be just kind of, you know, trying to feel in control of things a little bit. I would need a little bit more context, but this seems like she's just a bit of a bastard in the car, if I'm being honest. Like the parking space one. Just park in any car park space that you're allowed, you know what I mean? No car parking space is better than the other one. It's just whichever one's closer to where you're going. I'm like the opposite of this. I can't be a passenger in a car because I'm a control freak in the car. Like, I start braking in the car when I'm in the passenger seat. I'm like, fucking stop it, will you? Stop this car. I can't handle not being in control just on the road, just because it freaks us out that I could possibly crash to me death. I feel like that's a fair, you know, I feel like that's a fair thing to have, if I'm being honest. I don't believe that you're the arsehole from the context that you've given us. I want to see a little bit more from the comments to see what they think. Let's have a look. She's calling you an idiot and a moron. It sounds like you came up with a perfectly reasonable solution. She can't complain about your driving and force you to drive and call you names. That's not okay. I think you did the right thing. To be fair, I get that. Like, she's only putting you off. Like, imagine you're driving your car and every so often all you hear is like little jibes. Why are you doing that, you moron? There was a perfectly good car park space there, you moron. What an idiot. Everyone, look at this idiot. God, what a terrible excuse for a man. A moron, you could say. Probably going to put you a little bit off, right? And, you know, it's going to make driving just absolutely horrific. Just put on the boot, right? Then you kind of hear her, turn the music up, right? And then just go around corners a little quicker than you usually would. Don't actually do that. That's a crime, I believe. Just play the quiet game, and then whoever loses has to drive next. I feel like that is the best way to solve this. Honestly, I feel like you need to have a chat with your wife. On a serious note, if you just say to her, look, this is how it makes me feel when you say all of these things, and just judge her reaction. If her reaction is like, if she gaslights you or she be's defensive, and that kind of shows that she's not really arsed, that's just hurting your feeling. But then that'll trickle more into your relationship, and then that's like a wider conversation. If you should even still be with this woman, I feel like I might be deep in this a little bit too much. But just make sure you're happy, okay? Because you need to be safe on the road. Am I the arsehole for telling a girl in the gents' bathroom to off and flashing her. Okay, this one seems wild. So I was at the mall with some mates earlier today and needed to take a leak. That's a funny way to say it. So I went to the bathroom. I get there and make my way to the urinals. Whilst I'm unzipping, one of the stalls opens up and this lady rocks out and makes her way to the basin. My mind like switches off for a hard few seconds. Like, was I in the ladies' bathroom? But why would there be urinals in the ladies? And yeah, I might have been looking at her, but I was thinking of these questions and she looked back and asked if there was a problem. I said that this was the gents and she was like, well, I needed the toilet. I said that's why there's a bathroom next door for ladies. And she brought up that she was pregnant. I mean, you know, that's obviously a predicament, but I mean, it's not really relevant though, is it? When you're pregnant, do you just grow a penis as well as a baby? I didn't realise that was a thing. Does it just fall off with the umbilical cord? No idea. I don't know when bladders start getting affected, but she definitely didn't have a bum. Okay, I mean, again, that's not really relevant at all. And couldn't wait, so I might just deal. I kind of just scoffed, then continued with my business. She continued yapping on, so I was like, F off already, because there was no reason for her to still be there. She said no and stood there to prove some point or whatever. I then turned around where I apparently flashed her, which was practically impossible because my shorts were already up. She started screaming, then marched out. Told this to my mates when I got out, and a couple said I was being unnecessarily rude and an arsehole to her, which brings me to here. Am I the arsehole? First off, it's incredibly hilarious how like people have problems like this, and their first thought is, wait a minute, I'm just gonna post this on Reddit, see what everyone's thinking. This is just hilarious. I need to start doing this whenever I have an issue in my life, just to get some unsolicited, unbiased advice. Unreal. Now, to the problem. Honestly, if I'm in a bathroom, a guy's bathroom, and a pregnant lady, you know, comes in and goes to the toilet, I don't really care. Honestly, like, as long as she's not putting me off my duty, I'm not really arsed. Like, you know, it's just a toilet at the end of the day. That doesn't make me feel uncomfortable. However, if you're a guy and a girl coming in makes you uncomfortable, you are very, you know, valid feeling that, because obviously there's designated toilets for different genders. I get it. One thing I do have a problem with is why she was, like, standing there trying to make a point as if, like, you can't stop her from being in the male toilet. Like, this would put me off. Like, I can't. One thing about me, you know, ick about me is I can't piss if people are around us, or if people are in hearing distance, like stone throw distance. You know, if I can throw a stone to someone from where I'm nothing's coming out. Like, I need to know that I'm pretty secluded. Like, when I go to a public bathroom, I'll be standing at the urinal if all the cubicles are full for about 5 minutes before anything's, like, even a smidge is leaving. I've got to, like, trick my mind that I'm in this mystical valley where I'm kind of gliding, like, half naked. I'm kind of on a cloud, and I just need to be as relaxed as possible for anything to come out. It's a superpower for men that can just go in a toilet and piss in public. I can't do it. So if a woman is like shouting at me and staring at me, there's no chance I'm going. So this just isn't productive for anybody. We're just wasting each other's time, if I'm being honest. So this would get me a bit pissy. Not in that way. Pissy as in like angry, obviously. Also, the whole like flashing her scenario, I don't know. Like, at this point, you're already past the point of respect. Like, you said you didn't flash her. She said you did. It's just a he said, she said thing. Like, how are we meant to determine if you did? Did you like turn around mid-zip up? I imagine this is what you're saying, because you seem like you had your underpants up. So maybe it's your jeans or something were still, and then she said you flashed. Why is she still there anyway? But also, did you know what you were doing flashing her, making her uncomfortable? Oh, I'm not getting any further forward with this. First off, this problem wouldn't have happened if the woman was not in the guy's toilet, okay? Also, like, the ladies' toilet could have been, you know, really full. And like I said earlier, if, you know, there's a pregnant woman who just really needs to go, I'm not asked if she uses the guy's toilet, but this guy clearly was not having it. I don't think you're the arsehole. I don't know if she's the arsehole. I just think this is a really weird situation which is never again gonna happen in your life. Let me know what you think on this one. This one's a little bit of a tricky one. That's a good one. She could have said, sorry, I had an emergency, and walked out. Like, that would have sufficed if she'd just said, oh, sorry, like, I'm pregnant and like I had a little bit of an accident, or I thought I was gonna have an accident, I just quickly ran in here, I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable. That would have been perfect. But it's almost like she was kind of angry that you confronted her about being in the toilet. Am I the arsehole? My mom saw in Dad's YouTube history and asked me to choose my clothes better. Oh, this one's gonna be tragic. This is gonna be so toxic. My parents aren't good with technology and find it difficult to do basic stuff on their phones. They brought my younger brother, let's call him Brandon, a phone recently, and since they don't know anything about parental controls, my mom stays concerned about what he uses it for. To be honest, he's just into a lot of games and music and nothing else. This morning, my mom and I were having breakfast when she asked if Brandon's Gmail is logged into my dad's phone too. I said he might have used Dad's phone to check his inbox or whatever, no biggie. Mom then said Brandon's been watching dirty stuff because she saw it in his YouTube history. Oh. By the way, who's like consuming corn on YouTube? Is that happening? What, so YouTube demonetizes my videos when I do like something on Reddit, but people can just watch someone toss someone off? What? Make it make sense. People are literally just filming themselves have a on YouTube and earning more money than me. That's great. I rolled my eyes because I know it's none of my business, but I'd have to deal with it because it's a big deal for my mom. I checked if Brandon's Gmail was logged into my dad's phone that she so confidently claimed. It wasn't. That's not the news we hoped for. Or if anything, it's I don't know what I was hoping for, to be honest. My dad just has the same profile picture for no apparent reason. I said nothing for a while, but she said she'll have to speak to my brother about this. This was when I decided to intervene. I told her she saw Dad's YouTube history and not my brother's. She was noticeably embarrassed, pulled me in her room after a while and said I shouldn't walk around in short clothes or be braless around the house because my brother's growing up. What? Okay, we'll read the rest then comment on this. Speaking from how well I know my mom, arguing with her would have been no good. But I argued anyway. Now that's not on me. I'll wear whatever I think is comfortable. I couldn't care less who's growing up. Am I the arsehole? Okay, and we've got a couple of edits that I'll read out after we just comment on this initial thing. This is horrific. This entire situation. Like, your mom is in denial, obviously, that her husband is watching corn. Unfortunately for her, this is going to be a little bit overwhelming. You know, like, if you didn't know that your husband kind of consumes this content and then you find out, and not only do you find out because your daughter's told you, you are going to feel really embarrassed. And, you know, if your mom is someone that is, you know, well, just anyone's going to feel a little bit like took back by this, that their husband's watching naked women on the internet, especially if them two aren't, you know, I don't know, doing it in the bedroom. It's going to make her feel quite insecure, and I feel like this is why she's reacted this way and why she's kind of went on the attack. Does that make her right? No. Like, she shouldn't be attacking you, and the fact that she said to you that you need to fix up what you're wearing because, like, your brother's going to fancy you or something, like, or your brother's going to watch certain corn that relates to you because of what you're wearing. This is one of the creepiest things I've ever heard. Like, surely, as a mom, the better thing to do is talk to your son about it. Like, like, what have you saw in your son's eyes that's made you think he fancies his sister? Like, that's something that is your son's problem, not her problem. She shouldn't have to fix what she's wearing because of her brother potentially wanting to shag her. What are you talking about here? You should be allowed to wear what you want to wear as long as, you know, you feel comfortable wearing it. Don't let your mom tell you what you can and can't wear if it's because of what your brother's gonna think and what it's gonna do to your brother's mind. If your brother is seeing you in a sexual way anyway, that man is corrupt. This is not Game of Thrones, guys. You can't just shag your family members. So far, I think that your mom is the arsehole in this scenario. We have a couple of updates. She just called me in again to tell me that my dad sleeps at 11:30 and that video was viewed at 1:30. I had to tell her the 1:30 on the bottom left was the video's length and politely asked her to never bring this up again. You can tell this has really took her back. Like, she's trying to clutch at straws here to kind of, she's trying to convince herself that this is not actually happening in her life, and it is really sad. And it is also, you know, your dad being, you know, they should kind of talk about this, you know, especially since they're married and stuff. It's just really sad the way your mom's reacted to this. Like, this is a really bad reaction from her, and this is gonna have like an impact on you growing up as well. Am I the arsehole for telling my girlfriend that she isn't my best girlfriend ever? Okay, boyfriend of the year award goes to this man. I, male 26, have been with my girlfriend, female 24, for 6 months now. Everything is great and I love her a lot and all that. I love her a lot and all that, you know, whatever you've got to say these days, honestly, to keep them happy. They're never happy, are they? If they're not calling you a moron in the car, they're trying to say your brother fancies you. Last night, we were cuddling in bed after having a really great day together, and she asked me if she was the best girlfriend ever. Just say yes, right? You should be saying yes. I hesitated and said, you're definitely up there. Well, don't say that. Don't say that. Yeah, you're definitely up there. What? You might as well have just spat on her face and had a and rubbed it all over her. What do you mean you're definitely up there? You know, you're going to make Champions League this season, but, you know, you're probably not in the top 2. That is one of the worst things you can say. You're definitely up there. What, you think this would make her happy? Well, of course, she asked what I meant, and I explained that she was definitely in the top 3 of my favourite girlfriends, with room to move to the top. Needless to say, a fight broke out, and she told all of her friends, and they all think I'm a giant asshole. And now she wants to hang out with her girlfriends this weekend and have some space to think about things. I don't know, I was just trying to be honest, but I guess lying would have made her even happier. Don't play that card. Oh god, I should have just lied to her. Don't say that as if like you were in the right all this time and she's overreacted. This is a very, very fair reaction. How would you have felt if you'd said the same thing to her and she was like, oh well, you're definitely up there, but I don't know if you're in the top 3. You'd be reacting the exact same way. She knows about my favourite girlfriend, but maybe not how close we truly were. Me and my ex had something special, something neither of us had experienced before, and something I'm not sure I will ever experience again. Unfortunately, things don't work out and we mutually ended things, but I will remember what we had forever. I just feel like lying and saying she wasn't the best I ever had wouldn't be fair to her or myself, honestly. So Reddit, am I the asshole? Yes. Okay, this is not up for debate. Yes, you are an arse. You are a gaping arsehole. You're an arsehole with IBS, son. You're an arsehole that's been to the toilet 7 times today and it's just fallen out. You're Lily Phillips' arsehole. Okay, after that challenge today. Just terrible. Let's just take this from the top, okay? The fact you said, you know, there's room to move to the top. Like, you're treating her as if she's some sort of employee trying to get, like, a bonus. You know what I mean? Like, trying to rise up the ranks so you can get a pay rise. How do you think this makes her feel? Especially when you've said to her that your ex had something special and she knows this. How is that going to make her feel? That's going to make her feel like she's so inferior. And, like, everyone wants to feel like you're someone's person. Like, you're someone's favourite person. Like, in the entire world, nobody, they love nobody more than they love you. That's like a dream for a lot of people, and the fact that she's never gonna have this with you, that's gonna make her feel really sad and make her feel like you don't appreciate her. And at the end of the day, that's what everyone wants, okay? Like, everyone in a relationship just wants to feel appreciated, just wants to feel like you actually matter in the relationship, and that's just a basic necessity of being in a relationship. And this woman, your girlfriend, is not getting that, so I don't even know why she's with you, if I'm being honest. You shouldn't have got into a relationship with her knowing that you're still in love with your ex. This seems like you're still in love with your ex, because this is not fair on your girlfriend. You're just treating your girlfriend as if she's like a temporary fix for issues that you're not kind of addressing about yourself. You're kind of just using this girl to paper over cracks that you haven't fixed yet. I feel like you need to get over this ex relationship before you commit to a new person, because this girl is not getting 100% of you, and she doesn't deserve that. She deserves every little bit of you, because she's a person too, and she only gets one go at life the same as you do, and you're wasting her opportunity of being in love, and this is a really selfish thing. So I think you need to have a good long look at yourself, sir, because honestly, this is really cruel. A lot of people are saying, like, when I joked earlier, I just said yes, like, just say yes, but you could have just said yes, but from what you've told us, you don't feel it. So you just shouldn't be in this relationship. Like, if you lied to her and went, yeah, you're my favourite, but you don't actually feel it, like, I just think you're an arsehole. Honestly, I just think you're a bit of an arsehole. I just think you're a massive arsehole. Am I the arsehole for responding to my ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend's message by sending him a photo of her giving me a BJ? You know, just when you feel like the human race has let you down, it just stoops one level lower. Me and my ex of 6 years broke up 2 months ago. So on the weekend, I saw my ex out clubbing with her new boyfriend. Didn't talk to her or him, literally just walked past, and that was that. Come Monday, he requests to follow my Instagram. So I message him, asking what he wanted. He responded by trying to talk some shit and trying to rub in the fact that he is now with my ex. Okay, so our new boyfriend's creepy as well. Like, why would you do this? Like, if she found out that a new man was messaging her ex-man, rubbing it in, she's gonna feel like, oh, like a bit embarrassed, like, oh my god, what am I doing here? Both of these men are just awful. I responded by sending him a picture of her giving me a BJ, and he blocked me. I told a few of my friends, and some are saying I shouldn't have done that, and some are saying what I did was fine. So am I the arsehole? Yes. Okay, you are an arsehole, because I believe that falls under revenge porn. And as well, like, this is her giving you a blow. Like, she's exposed here, and she did nothing wrong in this situation. I know, like, moving on 2 months later, that's a little bit, you know, that's quite soon, so you might have been hurt by that, and that's another reason why you've done this. But although you're hurting her new boyfriend somehow by sending this, you're also hurting your ex, and she, you know, she's not the one messaging you. She doesn't deserve this. This is her exposed. It's not the new man exposed. She's the one losing out here, just because of the actions of her new boyfriend. So you're the arsehole, a new boyfriend's the arsehole. She's just surrounded by arseholes. It's like being in Ocean Beach, Ibiza. Update: in my country, there are no laws against revenge porn. However, I still realise what I did was wrong and just spur of the moment. For those of you asking why I haven't deleted all the pictures with this girl already, I've been with this girl since I was 15, and we have broken up one time before in 2017, where we had no contact for 7 or so months, and then out of the blue she messaged me to meet up. After about a week, she dumped her new boyfriend and moved out of their house back home, and we started dating again. Also, someone said I took the picture without her knowing. This is not true. Thank you for all your input. I see that I am in the wrong. Okay, at least he's realised he's in the wrong. Starting off with, there's no laws against revenge porn. That still doesn't make it good. Like, yes, you haven't broken a law, but morally, you have broken many laws, sir. That is an interesting point as well. You know, when you break up with someone, I think I'm in the camp that you just delete. Like, if you've took photos, or they've sent you photos, or you've took videos, delete them. I don't really care if, you know, one time you just didn't talk for 7 months and you got back together. Just delete them, right? And then when you get back together, you can, you know, make new ones, and that's that. This seems like you've kept it to be able to use against her one day, like exactly like you've done here. So I don't really think your excuse for keeping these, it doesn't matter if you have been together for 1 month or 10 years, delete them. It's a little bit weird to have your ex's photos and videos on your phone after you have broke up and she's moved on. It's like, why have you got them? You know, like, if you're, you know, tossing yourself off to them, that's just sad. That's just really, really sad. Am I the arsehole? I got period on boyfriend's mattress and now he won't talk to me anymore. Ghastly. I, 24 female, woke up this morning and got my period a week early. I had spotting yesterday, but chalked it up to missing a birth control pill and went to bed without a tampon pad. I was sleeping with my boyfriend, 23 male, at his apartment. His mattress and sheets are stained and I am working to get them out. He is mad and hasn't talked to me for a few hours, saying that he doesn't believe the stain will come out. I obviously feel bad, but there's no way I could have predicted this, and as a woman, this feels like it's pretty low stakes. Am I the arsehole? Does my boyfriend have a right to be mad? Obviously, like you said, your period was a week early, so this is not within your control. Your boyfriend, you know, although if he really liked these sheets or he really liked this mattress, he has a right to be, you know, upset that that they're stained, right? But he shouldn't be upset with you. There's a difference, okay? Like, it's you are not in control of this. Like, this has happened a week early. Like, how could you have predicted this? Like, are you just meant to have a pad on all of the time in case this scenario happens? Like, the fact he's blaming you for this kind of, you know, I don't know if he's just not as educated on periods in general. You know, I don't know if you need to, like, sit down and, like, you know, kind of discuss what a period is with him. It does raise a little bit of alarm bells for your relationship in general. If this is how he reacts to this, like, how is he going to react to other things? It seems like a bit of an overreaction. You clearly feel really bad about it, and he'll see that you feel bad about it. Like, if you'd done this out of spite somehow, I don't know how that happened. Just like, oh, I knew he was cheating on us, I'm just not gonna put a tampon in. Let's get me own back. Then maybe he'd have a right to be angry. But he has no right to be angry with you. You are not the arsehole here. I can't even believe that you've posted this. But it's probably because he's made you feel like an arsehole, I guess. I had a hookup from Tinder bleed on my literally 3-day-old mattress. And I laughed and said, I guess this is your mattress now. Anyway, we're getting married. See, that's how it should be handled. Exactly. I think that's the perfect way to react to it. Like, you know, like, obviously it's out of your hand. I would have hoped that your boyfriend would have kind of reacted in a way where you wouldn't feel uncomfortable, because this is just going to make you feel uncomfortable, even, you know, even though it's not your fault, you just are going to feel this way. It would have been nice if he made you feel at ease about it, you know, then this would have obviously strengthened your relationship, and it would have, you know, it just would have brought you closer. But every single time that it's around the time you usually get a period now, you're going to be so worried in case it's like a little bit early, a little bit late. You're not going to be able to settle every single time you sleep at his apartment, and that's going to be like alarm bells for going forward with this relationship. So you really need to have a sit down chat about this and how his reactions made you feel. This is a deep one that definitely needs to be addressed. You can't just like glaze over this one. But you're not the arsehole. Am I the arsehole for turning off the Wi-Fi when my cousin watches Pornhub in my home? My cousin is unemployed. He goes to me so he can ask for money or stay for a night or two. One time when he stayed a night in my house, sorry, he's staying in your house for a night and having a wank. That is so disrespectful. Oh my, the audacity. I was browsing through Reddit. Then I heard sounds of in the room he was staying in. I got really uncomfortable since my mom was at my house while my cousin was staying at my house for a night. I then turned off the Wi-Fi because that's the only thing I thought of doing. The sound stopped, but when I got to the room he was staying in, he was furious and screamed that he wanted me to turn on the Wi-Fi. I tried to talk to him about why, if he wanted to watch Hub, he can use some headphones so I can't get uncomfortable. He said to me that he was leaving and hated me for turning off the Wi-Fi. After the incident, my mom comforted me. Anyway, Reddit, am I the arsehole? Like, I would just never let your cousin stay again. If I let my cousin stay at my house and for a night and they chose that night to have a wank, not only have a wank, okay, in, you know, the guest bedroom, I guess. They consumed it without headphones, like they just had it blaring out. This is so wild and disrespectful, especially when your mom's in the house. Like, what, are you and your mom just in the sitting room and all you can hear is... It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable and it's going to put you off your Reddit browse, if I'm being honest. The fact he got angry that you turned the Wi-Fi off as well, that is hilarious. You just know when he was watching it, it was buffering. He was like, me fucking cousin's done this. Oh, me cousin not letting us get off in a house. So selfish. That's an original sentence. So I don't think anybody in the world has ever said that sentence. Apart from this guy. Yeah, you're not the arsehole, obviously, for this. Yeah, you are the arsehole, actually. Just let your cousin do it. He's having a hard time at the minute, right? He's trying to blow off some steam. How dare you turn off the Wi-Fi? Wow. Someone said, I think that watching corn, even with headphones, when you're staying at someone else's place is extremely rude. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, headphones or no headphones, either way, it's a bit messed up. It's just even more outrageous that he thinks it's okay to listen without headphones. Do you know, if he was staying at your house and he was blasting music, I'd be like, that's a little bit disrespectful. Yeah, the guy's just absolutely just watching two people just... Cousins, what they're like. When will they learn? Am I the arsehole for asking for a roommate change after my former roommate revealed an embarrassing secret? Okay. Reveal the secret, Jenny Weasley. So, I, 18 female, am a freshman in college, and until recently, I loved it. I especially loved the social life and the party scene. But I have discovered I have one embarrassing problem when I drink. I wet the bed. Yep. I mean, that definitely is a sticking point. Definitely something I wouldn't, you know, be telling everyone in me dorms. Nobody give me a shot, otherwise that bed is gonna turn into a water one. It's really humiliating for me. It makes me super self-conscious. It's not as... though I black out, it's something about alcohol that ruins my bladder control as I sleep. This has happened about 5 times since I got to school. 5? You the bed 5 times? Like, surely after the first time, even the second time, you're like, okay, I need to change something here. Like, I can't keep going on like this. The 3rd time it happened, my roommate discovered me trying to hide the evidence. I begged her not to tell anyone and thought she was sympathetic. But last week I was eating dinner with my friends and we were discussing Halloween plans, and one boy made a joke about my bedwetting. God. Not on Halloween. Someone's gonna come dressed as your wet bed. I've never been more embarrassed in my life. I sobbed for hours. That's only gonna make the bed wetter, if I'm being honest, love. Knowing that my whole friend group knows about my problem. I knew my roommate told them because she is literally the only one that knew. I was so angry and embarrassed I left school, and my Halloween weekend was spent food shopping with my mom. Whilst I was home, I put in a request for a roommate change because I was so mad at my roommate. She has texted me like 100 times telling me I'm being dramatic. I think I'm right to never want to talk to her again. She humiliated me in front of my friends, including the boy she knows I have a crush on. Am I the arsehole for asking for a change in roommates? Okay, I need second opinions on this. Get them in the comments. This one is rough. This one is Scooby-Doo absolute rough. I think... I don't know if you've got an issue. You definitely have an issue, but I don't know if it's like a chronic issue. I think the fact you've wet the bed 5 times in a short period of time, and it only happens when you have alcohol, that is a problem you need to fix. Okay, like if you were wetting the bed just all the time without alcohol, obviously that could be like a medical issue. But this is something that you need to fix, because although it's your bed, if someone's sleeping in the bed next to you in your dorm room, they're going to be able to smell it, and they don't deserve that. Like, if I'm sleeping in a room and the person constantly wets the bed, like, I'm never going to want to go out drinking with you, because I know that when we wake up, the whole room's going to stink. Like, that's not fair on them. Should they have told your whole friendship group? I mean, if it was me, I wouldn't tell the whole friendship group. I would just kind of just keep it between me and my friend, but I'd want it sorted out. If I tried to sort it out and they didn't sort it out, then I'd need like help from somebody. I think that they should have maybe have like talked to you about it, and like you could have sorted it in private before telling everyone, because they would have knew that this would have embarrassed you. So is this really a friend? I'm unsure if this is really a person that you want to trust in your life. What are the comments saying? I feel like I'm going back and forth with this one. The fact that this is just you being unable to hold your liquor, knowing that and drinking too much anyway, makes you less sympathetic here. That's very true. Like, she knows it's going to happen, but she goes along with drinking anyway. Doing things that you know will make you the bed in a shared space with other people is pretty gross and inconsiderate too. Bang on what I said. If you're drinking to the point of peeing yourself, you're probably partying pretty hard. This, along with you saying you love the party scene, means you are probably just getting wasted despite your claims you don't even black out. Okay, that's something I didn't even clock. The fact you mention you don't even black out means that you get to the point where you possibly could black out, otherwise you just wouldn't even bring that up. So this makes me think that's why you're peeing the bed, because you're just totally, it's almost like you're just not in control anymore. You're getting to a point where you're not even you. This definitely makes us less sympathetic towards you, and your friend has probably just had enough, and that's why they've told the friends. Although I still think they're a bit of an arsehole. I feel like they suck. I feel like you definitely suck. They suck. The friendship group laughing about you suck. Everyone sucks. Okay, you need to have a good long look at yourself, love, because this is not it, and it's not making anyone happy. You requesting a new roommate is you being a bit of an arse as well, because you're just gonna put somebody else through this. Like, what are you gonna do? Just keep swapping roommates? Like, you're still in the bed. That isn't solving the issue. You're just reacting to a situation that's made you embarrassed here. If you solve the in the bed, everything gets fixed. Okay, they stop taking the piss because you're not doing it anymore. Bring them in every day. Go, look, I'm hungover. Completely dry. It's a rumour, okay? A false rumour. Just get it sorted, love, okay? Well, however, you need to get this sorted. Get this sorted. Don't swap roommates. Or maybe swap once if you don't like that person anymore. But don't keep swapping roommates, because this is not going to solve your issue of in the bed. Anyway, donuts, we've made this like a series now. Like, this is one of the most popular series on the channel. We've done 2 previous episodes of Am I the Arsehole? We've also done a couple of other Reddit threads. So if you want to go on a binge watch of these videos, go and do it. They're exactly like this one. Chill stuff to have on in the background. I know you'll enjoy it. Go on. Don't need to convince you anymore.
Kirkham, baby.